Good morning, everybody. Today is opening day for rifle season for deer hunting in our area. And while my husband and sons go out and hunt today, I'm going to take care of some just odds and ends and some chores I need to do. And one of those was to fix a batch of jam that did not set. You can kind of see in here, it's really loose. Anyway, I was almost done putting it back in the pot, and I thought, we never really talk about what to do when things go wrong. So I saved the last few jars for you so you can see what it looks like as it comes out. Now, just because a jam is soft set does not mean that you have to rebatch it. But this isn't even soft set. I'm going to show you. Can you see the jar okay? Let me make sure it's focused here. Here it's full, but as soon as I turn it, it's just like a syrup. It doesn't stay up at all. So, there's more than one way to do it. First way I'm going to do it is I'm going to use this. It's called a jar key to carefully open my lids because, yes, I'm going to reuse these lids. These were new with this batch. I'm going to wash them. I'm going to warm them up. I'm going to reuse them. I'm not going to let them go to waste. And since they're all sticky and dirty, I'm putting each one in this mug so that it's easier for me to take to the sink. And look how easy this pours out, y'all. That is not even a soft set. Now, you don't have to if you want to use this as a syrup. You totally could. This would be good on pancakes. But, for me, I need this to be a jam. I had plans for this, plus I don't think my family would eat it as a syrup. Now, while using this jar key, and there's a lot of other ways to take your lids off, as you can see, there's no damage done whatsoever to this lid. It'll recan just fine. Anyhow, let's get the last of these dumped out. And basically what I'm going to do, simple as can be, is it's going to stay in this pot. And that one's a little bit up top, but watch, it'll come out fast. Oh, it's going to make a liar out of me. Here it comes. Really? The top's kind of... This one might actually have been processed good. It wasn't too bad at all. Well, we're going to rebatch it. Too late now. I know I checked all these, but I guess I missed that one. Anyhow, all of this jam is going to go back in this pot. That one's definitely loose. And I'm going to cook it down. I don't want to add any more sugar to this than what I've already had. I'm not 100% sure. Sorry, it's early. What my mistake was, but I suspect that I did not account for the brown sugar that I put in here, and my sugar content was too high. That's what I think happened. Could have been my juice, who knows? But at any rate, we're going to put it in this pot. I'm not going to add any more sugar. I'm going to do my best. Sometimes you have to get creative. Sometimes you have to cave in and rebatch it with sugar, but I just feel like it would be entirely too sweet. And I'm going to let this simmer and cook the liquids out and thicken up, and then I'm going to recan it. So here's what it looks like. Here's what it looks like. This was 2 batches of jam. This is a smaller pot than what I normally make my jam in. I know I always tell you guys to use a big pot, but since this is not going to come to a boil, this already has the pectin in it, and I'm really surprised because even apples have a natural pectin, but it's still just super loose. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to cook it down. Not a problem at all. I'm not 100% sure how long it's going to take. It depends on each batch. Each one's different. This doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen to everybody. If someone says, I've never had a batch not set, I'm not prone to believe that. Everybody has a batch that doesn't come out right from time to time. And don't let it discourage you. If you want to reuse pectin and rebatch it, you can. But this is a super simple way. It will save on your pectin, which is hard to find right now. And it'll keep it from being so sweet. Alright, so I'm going to get this on the stove. Just in case I didn't want to make myself clear, or didn't make myself clear, I did want to note that this is going to be on a low heat. Okay? I'm going to take my time with this because with this much sugar, I certainly do not want to scorch it. So keep that in mind. A nice low heat. Don't be in a big rush. It's the next day. We got a little busy yesterday. Lots of activity. Husband saw a doe but couldn't get a shot. And my son got a nice buck right before dark. So, and then of course, you know, it's tradition in our family when they come in for breakfast, Mama fixes a big old breakfast. Anyway, long story short, I got busy. So I didn't get to show you how it looks while it's bubbling. But I can tell you this much. I had it on the stove anywhere between 3 and 1 because I did monitor it to see how it bubbled. I want to bubble, but I don't want to boil. Like a nice simmer, okay? You just kind of have to eyeball it to see how long it's going to take because it depends on the amount of moisture and how loose it is. But I'm going to show you the difference. Look. Oh, might help if I go down here. Look. That's a good set, right? Boop. And do it again. Can you see it okay? This is not the best camera, but that's the set we have now. So it went from being a syrup to a jam. I saved this little bit just so I could show you guys. Anyway, it probably didn't take more than an hour to boil it down for this batch, but I can't give you a specific time for every batch because it depends on the kind of fruit, and it depends on the moisture, and it depends on the set. Now I want to repeat myself. You do not have to do this if your jam does not set. You can use it for a syrup. You can use it for a soft set. Sometimes when a jam doesn't turn out, it's excellent on making a cobbler. It's excellent to put on your ice cream or your pancakes. You can use it. You don't have to rebatch it. But for this, I had a purpose and I needed to. I hear my hunters coming in again already. I knew this was going to be quick. Anyway, here's how it looks in the jar. Look at that. Didn't move at all like yesterday. And here's how it looks when you forget to put vinegar in the water. So I will have to wash these off. It's not a big deal. It comes off easily, but I forgot. If I have another batch fail, eventually I will. I may do a better video with more step-by-step instructions, but honestly, it truly is that simple. You just put it on the stove and you simmer it on low until you get the consistency that you want. The way that I watched is I would take my wooden spoon that I started with and I would kind of just let it drip off. And also, if you want to, you could put a little bit on a plate, like a saucer. Doesn't even have to be a cold saucer. Just a saucer, and watch it. And you can kind of just tell by the texture. This is something that you learn over time, but hopefully this gets you on the right track to fixing a batch of jam that doesn't set, or jelly, if you want to. Alright guys, thanks for joining me. I'm going to go fix breakfast again. Have a great day on the homestead. Do what you can right where you are. And Psalms 34 verse 8.